Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I was actually hoping not to make a video like this for this company, but I feel like there's not enough people talking about it, so alas, here we are. So for today we're going to be talking about a company called Stitch Spring, and if you're not familiar with them, essentially they are a brand. They make anime merch look cool. They make franchise apparel look cooler in a very cool format. However, as much as I absolutely love their designs, the way they go upon things, as in like when it comes to like the drops, for example, when it comes to customer service, I feel like there is a lot of work to improve within those areas, but they just don't take it. I've been following Stitch Spring for a long time now. I would say almost 3 years, 2.5 years now, and I finally caved in and dropped the ball and actually made a purchase. This was last November. Fast forward to this November, I finally received my items 1 year later. What? And it's a hard pill to swallow because I didn't think I would be one of the people that would receive my items a year later. And honestly, it's not fair. It's not fair, it's not right. Heck, it should not be normalized, but yet within the Stitch Spring community, it is very much normalized, and I don't understand why. Let me just say, first of all, the reason why people don't see a lot of like negative reviews on Stitch Spring, allegedly, I can't say this 100% for sure, but they would have people from the community base to kind of go, I wouldn't say attack, but like belittle the people coming forward with like their negative experience with like Stitch Spring, to the point where people kind of take down the reviews, or they get their reviews taken down by the Stitch Spring staff because a company doesn't want to have bad reviews. Not having bad reviews and just having good ones puts you on a bigger red flag kind of podium, because it's like, how are you perfect? There should be something at least slightly wrong. But if you go ahead and search on Reddit, I'm actually going to post like a bunch of like the posts here. People have come forward to basically explain their experience with Stitch Spring, whether it being customer service not being their customer service-y, or the items that they're receiving actually being slightly damaged, or to the point where something goes wrong with the Stitch Spring side and it's not the consumer's fault, but Stitch Spring does not want to be held accountable, and when it comes to trying to find a resolution, it's either they completely ghost the customer or offer a $10 refund of some sort. Take in, their items are more than like $100 each, so do the math and you tell me if that sounds right to you. Don't even get me started on their Discord server. So a lot of people have been saying stuff, but I feel like we still don't see enough people talking about it. Let's talk about what my problem was. Okay, let's do that. The first time I ordered Stitch Spring was really last year. This time last year, November 3rd, I was on wave 23. If you're unfamiliar with what that means, they place orders on a schedule. So every few weeks, they kind of close off some orders and then they start the new like collection of orders. That way it kind of helps keeps things organized on their end, in a way to kind of like pace themselves with orders, because at the end of the day, people are like, they're a small business, but to the scale that they're getting orders, I don't think we can call them a small business, to be honest. In this order, I got 3 items because I was like eyeing them for so long, and I was like, you know what, let me just bite the bullet. I got paid, time to treat myself because it's my birthday week as well. First one was the Bison Oppa jacket, is like $135. Like, there's so many elements into this jacket that I was like, I cannot pass up on this, and for the price, I'm like, you know what, it should last a long time from the way I'm seeing the quality. The second item I got was the Moon Spirit cardigan, $113. As you can tell, these 2 items itself, I'm a Avatar fanatic, so when I saw the Avatar collection, I was like, let me pick 2 things to get from this. Third item that I got was basically the Tokyo High jacket, which is basically Itadori's jacket from JJK, $113. And I feel like this is the big one that a lot of people are seeing, so definitely we fell into the trap of getting this jacket because it's also a nice jacket, either in or out of cosplay. I feel like it's a nice jacket overall. On this day, I spent $362. I got an $11 discount, so $362 waiting to arrive to my house. Now, upon ordering it, they're saying like it's going to take like 6 months. You know, the pre-order deadline was just like a 6-month timeline that we're looking at. And then I was like, you know what, that works because things will come in time before like conventions, before the cold season. I was feeling great. So then as time is passing, they then dropped this Chaos 2 collection. And at this time, I already got caught up with Arcane, and I was like a big fan. I was like, okay, yes, good thing I finally caught up on Arcane because I absolutely love it, and I would love to wear some things to represent. And actually, you can even tell, I'm wearing a little hoodie. This actually is not even from Stitch Spring. This is from Subtle Screens. Not sponsored, but if you want to check it out, this is a really nice hoodie. Just so you know, I'm just dropping it there. after watching Arcane, I was like, I'm kind of a fan. Let me actually hop on this other pre-order. The other one is still in the works. It'll be coming later. Chaos 2 came out around February, I believe February, March. I was like, okay, it's all right. In 2 months, I'm going to be receiving my other items and it's going to come right after I place another order. This time I kind of went a little too crazy. The voiceover jacket for 181. I actually did not clock that until now. 181, that's crazy. Along with the Chaos crop top, $68. The Rewind cargo pants for 143. And then the Chaos cargo pants for 136. From that, I basically got 4 items, 5 if you want to count the scarf. And I was waiting. And then at this point, I'm like in Africa, went to Africa. And I thought to myself, my orders are taking a little bit longer than expected. Let me check on them. Hey, Brittany's avatar here, just going to hop in to kind of shorten this video because if I don't do this, it's going to be way too long. I feel like it's best for you to just pause and read at your own convenience. So this video isn't too long and then we can get like straight to the review. So the first few emails were just me trying to understand like, where's my package? Why is it taking so long? And the first response I would get was that they were missing my phone number. And I was like, oh my gosh, my bad. Let me send that to you. Send them the phone number. And then after that, they were supposed to update me. They don't. And I'm like, interesting. I emailed them back asking like, hey, what's going on? Can I have an update on my package? And the thing about their customer service is that they take a very long time to respond. Why? It's a small business. Less than 10 people are on the team. But from my understanding, it seems like there's only one person on customer service, which is mind-boggling. But it does get frustrating when you have multiple orders and you always have these humongous sales, yet you can't accommodate to all customers at a reasonable time. That's something you got to fix internally. That's just my opinion. So a lot of my emails did take place during the summertime because this is when I was expecting for my orders to get delivered, as this is what they announced as the expected delivery time. Now, something to take a note, please, is that they do not announce when there is a delay. So when there's a delay, you kind of have to figure out that information on your own. And I think it's just super irresponsible because now it's up to the consumer to really track down what's happening with their own orders, even though we wouldn't be aware of like any delays. But we're expected to know when there's a delay and if there is, to catch ourselves up on what's going on with that delay. So as time is passing by, I finally get a tracking number, a tracking update. But not from the first order, I got it for the second order because I placed the Chaos drop order as well. So upon getting that tracking number, it then starts raising flags with me on where my first order is at. So then I contact customer service again. No proper response after a long time because then I have to email them again. So then once I do receive my Chaos drop items, which mind you again, I ordered these after the first order, and that still doesn't make sense to me. The reason why your order didn't go out was because we're missing a phone number for the package. And then I'm just like, interesting. So my order didn't go out because you're missing my phone number. And now you're probably thinking like, okay, yeah, that's reasonable. Like, why is that an issue? Take in, I received the tracking number for the second order that I placed with them before the first order. So how did the second order, the Chaos drop, get a tracking update, but the first order didn't? Because I use Shop to fulfill all my orders, and if that one didn't have a phone number but was still sent out, why was this one being held back? I was like, okay, no problem, so sorry about that. I give them my phone number right away. Like, thank you, we'll let you know when there's an update on your order. Radio silence. For how long? A few months. I think end of July, I received all my Chaos drop items, which I was one of the fortunate ones because a lot of people were still waiting, but I'm still missing the original stuff that I first ordered because those were the things I was super excited about because this was my first order with Stitch Spring, and that's basically like, you know, first impression, like, what's going on? No one knows where my order is at this point and they don't want to admit it. I'm just being told to wait. And honestly, as a first time, probably last time customer, this is not something that you want to hear. You want to know where your money has gone, especially if it hasn't been fulfilled within the expected time that was given to you. And as a consumer, you have the right to complain. That's why I'm here complaining. And again, this should not be normalized. But a lot of people within the community are just like, just be patient. And I'm like, no. Especially for items that are like really old on their site. These things should not be taking this long to get shipped out. You've done these items multiple times and they're still on your website, which means they can be done again multiple times. Why is it taking so long for it to get to my place? It's not like the newest things that are coming out. It's like these things have been on your website for a while now, so why is it taking so long for it to ship out? I'm concerned because customers who ordered during the same wave as I did have already received their packages, yet at this point I still don't have a tracking number. They would give me a lot of excuses going like, we'll let you know, we'll update you, and then they never update me, they never catch up with me, they never actually do anything to ensure that my order is on its way. And it's the most stressful thing ever, especially if I'm traveling and it's like, that's the last thing I want on my mind. But no, I'm in Africa still wondering where the heck is my package, because it's ridiculous. As you can see, I'm like messaging them, emailing them, trying to figure out what's going on, and I don't get proper responses until like late October, early September. I'm now sending complaints through Shopify so then they can alert them to message me back, because I'm waiting weeks on weeks without proper responses. And this is when things are finally rolling. They're responding at a timely manner. But at this point, I am going to be disputing with my bank because I'm just super unsatisfied with services. And again, it's been more than a year at this point. I have the right to complain. You've set up the expectation for all your customers that they will be receiving items at a specific timeline, a specific date, or a specific time frame, but you fail to meet those expectations, and we're supposed to like brush it off like it's all okay because I get myself in the end. That is not the experience of just like having to go through all this just so I can get an update on the order that I paid for is absolutely ridiculous, man. And then October 17th, they're like, hi, I hope you're doing well. First and foremost, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks for your support of our small business. October 17th is when I finally got my tracking information. The tracking information I was supposed to get like back in like June, July. I got it October 17th. So I say my order number was part of the Wave 23 batch that was originally supposed to ship out around June, July, yet it only just began moving in mid-October. Well, I'm glad it's now shipped. I feel that the situation is not acceptable concerning the time frame and lack of transparency, because mind you, I had to reach out to them multiple times to understand where is my $300 something order, and then saying that like I've been incredibly patient, which I was, but I do feel that some sort of compensation is appropriate at this point, which it is. They're like, hello, I truly understand your frustration and I want to sincerely apologize for how long this process has taken. That said, I do want to reassure you that your order is on its way. And it's like, I know my order is on its way, but it's still unacceptable because now it's a year and a few weeks late. Mind-boggling, bro. And they're like, we deeply regret the long wait and truly appreciate your patience. And I'm like, bro, I've run out of patience. I don't know why you're thanking for my patience, because I've run out of patience to give. And I respond back, taken the moment it got shipped out, it's going to take another like 2 weeks from once I got that email that it got shipped out. Maybe 3 weeks actually, because it wasn't even coming through air shipment. It was coming through a boat, which boats take a lot longer to get to the destination. I was so upset when I saw a seaport. I was like, there's no way they actually put it on a ship. Couldn't even benefited me with like an air flight. No, they put it through the seas, so it's going to take a little longer. Actually, a lot longer than I was hoping. Essentially, I did get all orders. They all arrived somewhat safely, but from the experience that I had just trying to get these at a reasonable time, I don't think it's worth the pain and stress, hence why I really want a refund, because they really don't hold the same value as they did when I first ordered it a year ago. And everything I'm saying here, I basically explained in this video. I just had to shorten it because it was really long. Nearing the end remarks of like this whole like email chain, they brought up a point to me saying that they emailed me back in like May to first get my phone number. And then there was something that just wasn't making sense about it that I talk about here. They said they reached out on May 31st to request this information, but unfortunately did not receive a response at that time. When you later contacted us again on June 20th, we immediately took steps to resume processing your shipment. So then I was thinking to myself, dang, I get it. You probably get a lot of orders, but if you realize you don't receive a response from a customer in a reasonable time, let me just send an update email going like, hey, not sure if you received our last email, but we actually reached out to you for a phone number because it was missing. But then take in two things. Number one, I never received that email. They sent a screenshot, but I never received that email. Yeah, I was receiving every other email from Stitch Spring, but I never received this one. Kind of sus. Number two, like I said, how did the Chaos Drop order that was ordered after the first one get shipped out if it has the same information as the first order that I placed? So now I'm finally here with my items that I'm going to be reviewing in the next few clips. They're not drop shippers. They're not from AliExpress. These are actually designed and crafted by actual people that understand the fandoms. But you can't dismiss that this isn't just some money grab as well. Because if you're stingy about refunding people a proper amount by offering them $5 to $10 on $150 worth of items, then there's something wrong. Why you gotta be stingy? Not even $30, mind you. They're offering $5 to $10 refunds on a $180 order. Like, I am aware of small businesses and I know how hard it is to manage a small business. But I feel like, personally, in my humble opinion, I believe Stitch Spring is a lot bigger than what people think, especially if they have not one, but two sisters companies. So they have Venti Visions, which is like mainly like, I believe, Genshin Impact stuff. And now they also have Kind Soul. Now they're doing like K-pop Demon Hunters. So they kind of moved it to another sister company. So can you really consider that as a small company? Maybe if it's understaffed. But in that case, hire more people. Bro, I don't know. You could be like, oh, but you got your order. But it's like, that's not what matters. It's the principle of the matter. As Bob's Burger has once said, it's the principle. And sometimes like, it's like, you can let it go. But for $300, almost $400, no, you do not play with my money. You do not play with my money. You don't treat me my money right, I will take me my money somewhere else. Okay, we can now move on to the next part of the video. Yeah, enjoy. But regardless, at the end of the day, I eventually, finally, got my 2 orders. I do appreciate the design and like the work that they put into it, but even that has some flaws and people have expressed it. When it comes to like constructive, like actual criticism, they don't like to take it, and that's not a good look for your brand if you don't want to listen to both the good and the bads from customers, because it can help you improve as a company, but they do not want to listen. So let me talk about the items that I got. So first up, we have the Itadori inspired jacket. So this one, as you can see, is actually a really lovely jacket. It covers the neck nicely as well, but the details to this one is fairly simple. Like, there's nothing too crazy about this jacket. I would say the only like details that to like be like, ooh, that is so cool, is like his little tattoo at the top of the head there. You know, just like the buttons being engraved is like a really cool detail that I like. The item that I have here, the bison jacket. Now, as you can see, the Sherpa is really coming through, and then just like the attention to details on like the sleeves, for example, because it represents like the air nomads, air bending. That's like embroidered into the sleeves, which I absolutely love. Even just like looking at the back here, you have Appa, and it's like the cutest drawing embroidered with like fabrics. So this is why I even purchased the jacket in the first place. The one thing though that I will say about this jacket that makes me kind of upset is this part here. So this part here, actually, it's like part of the hoodie, it's part of the jacket. It's just like this string here that's like here for design. And as cute and as cool as this design is, I do not like the choice of material that they decided to use, and that's mainly because it's magnetic. These are 2 pieces and they are magnetic, so it basically sticks like that. And you're probably like, oh, maybe it's there so you can like take it off and like wash it. Then why does this whole part come off? Like, this part is removable. So if I can take this off to put this in the washer, why make it magnetic in the first place? Maybe it's for it to stick. You couldn't just engrave it, because right here it says Stitch Spring. You can read it because it's engraved. Was there no way to also make this engraved? Because now that it's magnetic, this thing could stick to like a lot of things magnetically. And I've seen like a video, I think on YouTube here, of someone saying like, yeah, this is like sticking to stuff around the house, and people have run into the issue of the clothing like snagging onto stuff because of the poor choice of like design decision that they decided to take. So this being magnetic makes no sense to me, other than if it was the only way of getting like the air symbol on there. But there must have been another way. I was on the subway, it kind of just like stuck to the pole. I was like, dang, that's crazy. And it was kind of loud too. I got this in a size extra large because I was like, I want it to be baggy, and it's the perfect size. Last but not least is the Moon Spirit cardigan, which is honestly absolutely beautiful. After I got it, I was like, dang, I'm not that crazy over it, so I'm trying to fall in love with it once again, because like looking at it, I'm like, this is great, but then I'm like, it took so long, bro. Well, like, you have like the embroidered work pretty much everywhere from the sleeves all around here, and then when you look at the back, you have like the Wind Spirit from like Avatars, like if you know, you know. And I absolutely love this, but I don't love how long it took for it to get here. Okay, I'm back. I had to let the camera charge for a little bit before I could finish this. Now we're going to quickly talk about the Chaos Drop items, and right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people have had good and bad experiences with it. For example, there's a Jinx inspired hoodie that they have, and then they use actual thread, loose thread, to kind of show like the stitching work. The problem with that, because it's loose thread, it tends to get caught on a lot of things, and I've seen multiple people talk about this.
So the cardigan actually does feel really nice. It does feel like a heavy, nice, warm material that would keep me warm in the cold, winter months. Again, the problem of nothing on the embroidery to protect it and lots of little loose strings. Now, that really wouldn't be too much of an issue if it wasn't for these X's, these white yarn X's that you can find are there, and then they're also here on a major part of the sleeve, almost towards the end, and then also these X's on the side here. Now, I wouldn't have minded if they were embroidered. I honestly would think that would be kind of nice, because then it would all be the same material. These are not. These are like a very loose yarn, and honestly, you can end up screwing up your X's because they are all interlinked. And say you walk by something and catch and snag, and I can see that being a huge issue, not only for my clumsy self, but for other people's clumsy self. Even worse, in my opinion, are the facts that the X's on the arms, which you can see all the slack that one's got, the X's on the arms also come up underneath. And I can see this being a huge problem with people with nails, because when you're sticking your arm through a sleeve or whatever, anything that can catch a nail or whatnot is, especially something easily snagged like that, it has made it so that I do not feel comfortable wearing this out in public, because not for the way it looks, but for the fact that I'm terrified of ruining these X's.
And obviously there is a design quality issue there that I guess they didn't really think about. Essentially, I got Echo's jacket. You see if there's like the embroidered work all over the back. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is beautiful. Like, you can feel the threads and everything, but the rest of the things here are prints. But you see, this is the problem. This is the problem, because things aren't being sealed. You now have stuff like these loose threads. I'm actually just noticing this. This is not good. I've only worn this like 4 or 5 times, but you can see there's already like loose thread over here. Oh my gosh, it's coming undone. I don't know how long this is going to last, but I really do love the design of this. For example, like the loose buckle here, which does low-key get caught, but hey, it's an artistic format that I can appreciate. There's a little hidden pocket saying Jinx was here, which I tend to use like a lot. Okay, so the next items I'm going to be showing, because I have to take them out, but I will be showing like in a separate clip, are the pants. Now, the problem with the pants, the sizing is incorrect. They showed like a 6'1" guy wearing like a size large, and I was like, okay, bet I can get these in an extra large. They go just by my ankles, so that really upset me. And it's like, did you measure? I measured, and I made sure to measure again and again and again. It did not fit like it was advertised. So the Echo pants are honestly really cute. I wore them as shorts for my Echo cosplay when I went to Fan Expo Canada this year. However, the only thing I'm not the biggest fan of, and I should have paid more attention, was the belt itself for the pants, because it's basically like a string, an orange string. It doesn't really hold your pants up as well, but as shorts these are great. As pants, I'm not the biggest fan, because again, it doesn't really give the baggy look. It doesn't really reach my feet. Next up is the Jinx pants. I feel like I might just sell these pants 100%, because I thought I could pull off a Jinx like cosplay with these pants, but again, they don't fit as nicely. The only part that I appreciate is like being able to adjust the end of the pants so they can kind of like close and stay in place, but other than that, I'm not the biggest fan. Maybe it's just not built for my body type. And then the last thing is the crop top. The crop top I'm not going to talk about a lot, because I feel like if you were there during the whole fiasco, you understand. I got an extra large and I completely regret it, so now I have to hem it so it actually fits me. It does look like Jinx's like top, like almost perfectly to a T, but it's just the measurements were kind of off, and for a crop top it was pretty expensive. It was pretty expensive. At the end of the day, after looking at everything that I purchased, would I say it's worth all the money that I paid for? To each their own. I feel like some items were worth it, but overall cost definitely not worth it. Like, I'm not saying like don't buy anything from, if you see something that you really like from them, I would say take the chance, maybe treat yourself to this one item, but I don't think I will be continuously purchasing from them. At least I'm not going to place any other orders unless I decide to get the Avatar one, just because of like how hard it was to get through customer service. And when I was mentioning Discord, the Discord is interesting, because you go on the Discord hoping to get better answers if customer service doesn't get to you, but the Discord mods kind of just redirect you to customer service, or they go like, hey, please just check your wave number and see updates there. So Discord doesn't really give you anything. They just tell you the things that you kind of already know, and it kind of feels pointless. Like, I feel like the Discord bots are doing the best that they can, but I wish there was better communication, because they don't know the things that customer service knows. Other than that, I don't want to get too deep into this, because I feel like it's like an endless rabbit hole. They're not a scam. Like, I did get my items, people have gotten their items, but sometimes the wait period is unreasonable, and I feel like it shouldn't be that unreasonable. So you do get your stuff eventually, as they say, but be wary. That way you're 10 steps ahead and you know what to expect for when you place an order with them. If anything, the best advice I'd give to you is, if you do place an order, which I will do next time, is do it via PayPal. That way, if things do take a long time, if you don't get your items at all, or they give you an unreasonable discount refund of $10, just go through PayPal. It will be a lot easier to manage all that. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was insightful. Feel free to share your experience in the comment section below, because it's a free country. You're free to share good and bad reviews, so don't let that stop you from sharing your honest opinion about a company. Like, if you had a great experience, then that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And if you have a negative one, feel free to share it, just so you know people are aware of like what's going on, things to be aware of, things to be wary of, and just things to look out for. So that is pretty much the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching, and with that, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.
All my fellas.